Hi guys, bit of a change of background today. I thought I would be all festive and have it in front of the Christmas tree, if you can see it. Sorry that the camera angle's kind of fucked up as well, but just go with it, yeah. Anyway, we had a week's hiatus and a promo that kind of worried everybody that was a Damon lover and excited them at the same time. Because we didn't really want to see him tortured, but at the same time it was great to see him have his own storyline and just see, you know, him have more depth of character, although he already has a lot. But it was worrying about the torture, and it was like going to be painful, and it was painful, but it was also really good. TVD was back to the show that I actually fell in love with, and so is Delena actually. Like, I've still shipped them the whole time, obviously, and I always will, but I think this season it's great to see them all lovey-dovey and as a couple, but I missed the angst and the, you know, the, I don't know, just, you know, the angst and everything, and the not knowing, the unpredictableness, the just everything that, you know, makes them them. There wasn't as much of it since they've just been a lovey-dovey couple, which is really cute, and I still want all those moments, but this episode had a lot more of the angst and of the trust issues and trust good things, like, you know, and just all of their normal problems and Damon's past and recognising that he did some dickish things and everything like that. So, yeah, that was just really good. It went back to the ship that I've loved from the start and the show that I've really missed. I mean, if you watch my reviews, you'll know that I've not been impressed recently. It's got marginally better the last few episodes, but this one was really good. It was back to what I wanted and what I just think the show that I actually like, a show that I can be enthusiastic about again, more enthusiastic, rather than just say this was wrong, I wish this had happened, because it was a really good episode, so you can't really like blame that. You can't really complain about that anymore. I don't even know where to start. Like, I spent the whole episode being so worried that I didn't take a lot of it in to start with, but it was really good. I'd actually like to start by talking about Stefan, which normally when I start talking about Stefan, it's to moan, like, what a dick he was, because I do that a lot, because he's a dick a lot. But I have to say, there were moments in this episode where I actually almost liked him. Almost. Which, if you've watched my videos, or follow my Tumblr, or if you've even talked to me for about 5 seconds, know that is almost a miracle. And I actually found myself being more irritated by Caroline than Stefan. Much more irritated by the Caroline than Stefan. She just really irritated me. I'm coming around to Catherine as well. Stefan and Catherine were the two characters probably on the show that I was like, no. But this episode I actually enjoyed them, and I shipped them, which is really weird that, like, I don't like them, but I've shipped them from the beginning. It's weird. And as we know, this episode was fabulous for that. So that was good. Like, I mean, I knew they were going to kiss. And I hope they ended up doing more. I don't know who I'm kidding, it's Catherine, they did more, definitely. But I was kind of glad about that, like, Stefan needs to loosen up a bit. And Catherine understands him too, so that's good. On to, like, the main plot was obviously Damon and his flashbacks, and then they brought Elena into it. And the fact they brought Elena into it was just, like, I didn't expect Delena to find out about it so quickly. And then they were both in cells next to each other, and it was like everything, like Damon talking about his past, and them comforting each other. It was literally just, like, everything that I wanted in a scene, to be honest. Which surprised me, because it happened within the first, 10-15 minutes of it. So that was good. I heard all these spoilers about this terrible dark thing Damon did in the 50s. I have a newsflash. Damon did a lot of bad things to a lot of people in the 50s and generally. I don't deny that, especially when he had his humanity off. Definitely don't deny that. So we were kind of just like a dark thing. Oh, that's a plot twist. But when they went down the whole route with Enzo, he left Enzo behind and turned his humanity off. Yeah, that was sad, but that was kind of like Damon to me. Just complete. It was just like, to me, that was Damon, and I didn't like the fact he did that and left Enzo behind. Although clearly Enzo didn't die, which was like, what? You're meant to be dead. But he did. I was just like, oh, that was really dark. But then we had the curveball that Damon had killed Aaron's parents and had killed everybody from the Whitmore line, which I kind of saw coming nearer the end. I mean, I'm not happy that he did that, obviously, and especially the fact that he did that when he was with Elena and Elena knew nothing about it. But you can tell that Elena still loves him, which is always good. But she was just like, I love you anyway, and whatever you had to do to get out of here, I forgive you for. But obviously he didn't have to go and kill off all the Whitmores. But you can kind of see why. I mean, 5 years of being tortured, 5 years. They nearly lost their sanity from being there for a day. And now, of course, Elena's been caught, so looks like Elena and Aaron, I nearly said Jesse, Aaron are going to be the new test subjects. And then Damon will rescue her, so I just realised I haven't watched a promo for next week, so I should do that. But yes, definitely, it's going to be interesting to see the roles reversed. I really don't want Elena to be tortured. It kind of pissed me off that they've made Grayson be part of it, because I understand why he's part of it and how that's actually it fits in very well. But the one problem is that, like, she's had everybody taken away from her, and now even the memories she has of someone that died are being ruined because he's not the person that she thought he was. Which is just like, thanks, show. But I don't really know what else to expect. I mean, this show's shitty to pretty much all the characters, isn't it? So, especially Damon, especially Elena, Stefan, in fairness. So, yeah, you know, shitty things have happened to all the people in there, so I don't really know why I'm surprised. It just gets shittier and shittier. But at least the plot's good. I'm trying to think what else to say. There's just so much I want to say, because I'm just so happy that this show is back to how it was, and I'm just hoping that next week it carries on being as good, because I'll be upset if it is now shit again after it's just got back. But this really was just back to what I remembered about falling in love with this show and liking it and liking the characters. Yeah, had just the perfect balance of a lot of Delena scenes, but also a lot of plot and Damon character development and just everything. It had everything in it, and the Stefan was very unexpected. I mean, even Stefan didn't see the problem about what Elena did by killing Jesse as much as Caroline did. So, you know when Stefan doesn't even have a problem with it, but, you know, Caroline is just being unreasonable. So, but we knew that already, so I don't know. So we have one more episode, and then we have a break for Christmas, and I reckon that's coming back in January, I believe. I want to say the 16th, that might be wrong, I think that's what it is. So we're going to have a little while to wait now, but at least we've got one more episode, and then, yeah. Because the originals is already finished for season. So we'll have a little break over Christmas, and then we'll be back, but we have next week's episode to look forward to first, so I'm just hoping that they don't screw it up, because they finally have now actually got a decent plot, they've got decent character development, they've got decent views, they've got everything, they've got the best ships. All we really need now is just them to carry on doing it, so you can let me know what you think or thought of this episode, but I think generally, especially for the for the Elena and Damon and Elena fans and the Damon fans, we were very pleased with this episode, and I definitely was. It's by far the best episode of the season. I mean, I was thinking earlier about 409 last year was the mid-season finale, which obviously for the winter finale, which is what next episode's going to be. And I was thinking about that episode compared to this episode, and like how far we've come in the season. And this time last season we had all that Sire Bond crap, and now we don't. And now I'm thinking, yeah, season 5 isn't as bad as we'd thought it would be. So I'm hoping and praying that it stays that way, because, yeah, I think so. And I hope that the Delena/Stefan fans are actually pleased about Stefan, because at least it means that he might have a chance at happiness, and that's what I would like, him to be happy, and I like Stefan, so. And it also keeps him away from Elena. I mean, I'm glad they've dropped all this doppelganger destiny crap, but I honestly believe it's Stefan and Catherine, because if it was meant to be Stefan and Elena, I can't understand why Elena would have then fallen in love with someone else. So, yeah. I don't think it refers to them, so it probably does. But I really did like their dynamic and everything, so yeah. Overall, it was a really good episode, and I can't really think of anything else to say, so I'm going to finish. But if you have any if you have any questions, I'm falling asleep now. If you have any questions about what I thought or whatever, or you want to tell me your comments, do it in the in the box below. And yeah, that's it basically. So thank you for watching and putting up with my babbling again. It was a pretty, not as much in depth review as normal, but I just really, all I have to say is that I loved it. So yeah. And let me know what you think, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!